Happening, and let's wrap it up. Mona Lisa, well connected. They say English from there, blooded, turned up noses. Australia, celebration time, lots of special guests, great music, the young talent team, and you. Are you happy? I hope so. We'll be back in a minute with more rapping music on Young Talent Time.
Oh, I'm really rapping this time. I'm so rap. No, I'm really rap. I'm really rap. Rap.
Nice bunch in the audience tonight. See what I mean? Ginger Meggs has been a cartoon series in Australian newspapers for 65 years. I grew up with it. I'm sure a lot of the mums and dads, right, would have heard of Ginger Meggs. Well, not only has it been the 6th longest running cartoon series in the world, but movies, stamps, show bags, and the biggest selling Australian children's book was also The Life and Times of Ginger Meggs. And that's why it's a real thrill to introduce you to the person who creates it for you every week in the newspapers. Would you welcome James Kemley? I am fascinated by cartoons and things because not only do you have to be funny, you have to tell a story, but the actual drawings. I mean, they're so exciting and lifelike. Is it a hard thing to do?
No, the drawings are the easiest part. I mean,
Right.
if people knew how easy it was, I'd be out of a job.
Well, show me how easy it is.
Well, by taking a series of O's, everybody can draw an O.
Right.
There, that's
I hope you're doing this at home, girls and boys.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
All
on the
together.
end.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Right.
Then just by putting a dot, depending where you put it, you change the whole personality of the O. That one's looking there.
That's a professor-type person.
Yes. That one's a bit worried, I suppose, down there.
He's doing up his shoelaces.
That one there, a big googly-eyed, I see, yeah, googly-eyed.
Googly-eyed.
And up here, looking up at the top.
Right.
And that's the basis of starting with cartooning. A couple of lines here, there, make that one evil down there, and that one peering over there, and that's how easy.
Fantastic. Bevan's very interested in cartooning, actually.
Bevan's very, very good. We were having a chat before about Ginger Meggs, and I thought I'd teach him how to draw Ginger Meggs. He knew. Straight away, he knew.
Okay.
And everybody at home can watch how they do it. It's a series of letters and numbers. Now, if we take, say, a backward 7, like that,
yeah,
which looks like a squiggle at this stage, and then a backward C, maybe a U, then, Bevan, how are you going? A normal C, up there, what's that? That's an I suppose, without the dot.
Yes.
A couple of commas. Now, the easiest part, a series of W's and V's, which brings us back to the other side, so we put in a backward 3. An O, like we did on the other side before, a J, and a U, but we colour some of the U in.
Now, how do you actually, I heard that you don't colour them in yourself. It's done electronically for newspapers, isn't it?
Nowadays it is. It saves us a lot of work. I mean,
Right.
Once upon a time they had to sit down and colour, but now we don't.
There's a V, Bevan.
There's a B,
Okay.
Bevan. Got a B. He's ahead of us. A couple more commas, big ones and little ones. More commas. Then half a McDonald's M on that side, and the other half McDonald's on that side. There we go. And there's Ginger Meggs.
Isn't that great?
That's very good.
You are good, Bevan.
Very, very good.
Clever boy. You know, I was looking at the newspapers around about the time that we were doing our entertainment centre concerts at Christmas time last year, and I saw a thing on Young Talent Time, and we were very flattered. Thank you for that. Perhaps we can have a look at it, and the Young Talent team will put some words to it. This is Ginger Meggs and Young Talent Time.
What's all the fuss about, Benny? Our kids are lining up for that Young Talent Time concert.
You're joking. You never get me there. That stuff's for soot.
Here comes Johnny and the team.
Big deal. You reckon it was Ellen Bard or something? That girl just dropped her purse. Excuse me, I think this belongs to you.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. You're so sweet.
Oh, gee.
Oh, wow. That was Daniel and the talent team.
Yeah. Hurry up, you guys at the front. These guys at the back waiting to get in, you know.
That's terrific work, James. My pleasure, John, to you and the Young Talent team.
Well, that'll take a pride of place in our Young Talent Time production office, and it's a real pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Continue to take care. James Kensley, he likes to, and so does Ginger Meggs. Act naturally. Come on, team.
Everybody climb on the set. Did you get that, Freddie? Okay. Now, here is Professor Doodlefist.
Hello. My name is Professor Googlefits. That's Professor Googlefits. And I was wondering, how many of you here today like science? Oh, not that many. How many of you would like to assist me in a very serious scientific experiment? Let me... A sudden resurgence in science here. Let me see. This gentleman over here, this young man over here. Would you like to come down here? A round of applause for this young gentleman. Stand over there. Thank you very much. Your name is? Peter. How do you do, Peter? I am Professor Google. You are Professor Peter? Are you a doctor? You're not a doctor. What exactly are you, Peter?
A school student.
A school student. This is school student Peter, Professor Goldfitz. How do you do? School student Peter, I'm going to present an amazing illusion today. An illusion of science. It is an illusion using a glass and a half of full cream dairy milk. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to assist me here. So what I have here, Peter, are the instructions. How to do it by the professor, that is me. And I'd like you to read the instructions here, Peter. Instruction number 1 in a very, very loud professory voice.
Fill a cup with milk.
Fill a cup with milk. Now, when you're doing this at home, what you do is you go to the refrigerator and you'll take some milk out of the refrigerator and a cup. Well, the cup will probably be in the cupboard, it won't be in the refrigerator, but you take the cup and you'll fill it with a glass and a half of, well, actually, don't ever try to fill it with a glass and a half of full cream dairy milk, because if you do this, you'll find that, you end up with half a glass on the floor. It's rather embarrassing. So what you do is you fill it to the very top so that you have a very, very full glass of full cream dairy milk. What else do we do? What's instruction number 2 there, Peter?
Place card on cup.
Place card on cup.
Over someone's head.
And tip all over someone's head. This is the part that I like. Now, what we must do when you're doing this at home, don't just plonk the card on top of the cup. Don't just plonk it on top. You must slide it very carefully across so you create a film by which the atmospheric pressure can do the work. Now, I'd like to stand there very straight, Peter. Stand very straight, very serious. Legs straight, arms straight, nose straight. Right, here we go. Inverting the card over Peter's head. Watch. Thank you very much. As you can see, the atmospheric... Oh! Peter, I don't think you should have moved then. We have a slight problem. Peter, could you just read out instruction number 3, please?
Do not remove card.
Sorry?
Do not remove card.
We seem to have a slight hitch in the experiment here. We need another assistant, another volunteer. Let me see. This young lady here, would you like to hurry over here? Quickly. Peter seems to be getting a little drowned at the moment. Come right around here. If you'd like to stand on that side of Peter just there, what I would like you to do is to hold the cup on top of Peter's head. And your name is? Natasha. Hold the cup there firmly, Natasha, because otherwise he sort of gets drowned with full cream dairy milk. But whatever you do, don't press too hard, because if you press too hard, he sort of gets a bit of an indentation on the top of his head, the size of a cup. So hold it fairly well. And Natasha, I'd like you to take his hand there. Take Peter's hand. I know it's a bit awkward to do, a little embarrassing, but it doesn't mean anything. This is a scientific experiment. So I'd like you to hold the cup firmly and start pumping his arm up and down. Not yet. Like an old-fashioned pump. And when you do this, it will go, all the milk will go through his head into this bucket. So are you ready? Start pumping up and down, up and down. Oh, a little harder than that, please, Natasha. Up and down. Up and down. Keep going. Keep going, up and down. It will all go up. There it comes. Up and down. There it goes. Keep pumping. Just a little harder there, Natasha. As you can see, it's going through there, down through there, out through there. Right, hold on. Stop. Let's get the last few drops out here. There we go. Let's have a look. Now, Natasha, I'd like you to stand back for a moment here, a very important moment. Peter, I'm going to lift the cup. And just in case it hasn't worked, on the count of 3, I'd like you to take a step backwards. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, how about that? Thank you very much for assisting me. Thank you very much. Go back. Thank you very much.
That's not all, folks.
Interesting phones, aren't they? Banana phones and whatever. And this is a piano phone. I'm sure everybody sometime in their life has dialed 1194 to find out the time, right? Now, have you ever... Well, let me do it, first of all, on my little piano phone. 1, 9, 4...
And 50 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 7:19 precisely.
Oh, I think a bit out of time there. Okay, have you ever wondered how that is done? Have you ever sort of considered, you know, do you imagine a person sitting in front of a clock for 24 hours, you know, going, at the third stroke? It would be a bit... Okay, have a look. If this is the way you imagined it.
At the third stroke, it will be 7:15 and 10 seconds precisely. At the third stroke, it will be 10:49 and 30 seconds precisely. At the third stroke, it will be 10. At the second, 15 seconds.
No, that's not how it's really done. This is how it's done. Meet George the talking clock. His voice is recorded on 3 separate discs.
And 10 seconds.
One for the hours, another for the minutes, and a third for the seconds and the 3 pips. These are mechanically joined in sequence to give a continuous time message. Good old George answers the phone millions and millions of times a year, but he never gets tired or grumpy. He just speaks in the same clear, pleasant manner, and always so precise. What's the time, George?
At the third stroke, it will be young, talent, time.
Every night about midnight, the gold comes through. You turn it on the night light, 'cause you know what to do. I'll be waiting by the phone, alone, calling on the night light, waking me up, calling on the night light, can't get enough, no. Make it person to person and heart to heart. But darling, you're flirting and sending out the spark. I'll be waiting by the phone, alone, calling on the night light, getting me up, calling on the night light.
about music. Ross Burton does all the music for us on Young Talent Time. We're proud of him because he not only helps the Young Talent team do good performances, but also our talent discoveries of the week, who, of course, as you know, are young people from right around Australia who we believe have outstanding talent in their field. And I'd like you to meet a young man tonight who, in fact, represented Australia in New York. In New York every year, they have a thing called the Fred Astaire International Tap and Jazz Dancing Competition. And he won the 9 to 12-year-old section in 1984. And our talent discovery producer, Laurel Veach, discovered this young man, and we're very, very proud of him. And, of course, if he becomes our talent discovery of the year, he'll fly with Qantas back to America or anywhere else that he'd like to go, and he'll share in all the wonderful money prizes that McDonald's, our sponsors, have so kindly donated. So would you welcome a 13-year-old wonder kid, Christopher Horsey, who's tapping for you. Here's Christopher. Well done, young man. Terrific. 13 years old still, eh? Good on. It must have been a thrill to go to New York.
Yes.
With all, that's the home of all the great tappers.
Yep.
Did you tell them all about Young Talent Time while you were there? Don't tell lies now. Okay. Christopher, here's your check from McDonald's, and we hope we see you at the end of the year, and you never know, you could be our talent discovery of the year, okay? Would you thank our talent discovery, Christopher Horsey, a fine young Australian talent? Okay, speaking of fine young talent, here he comes. Red hot Vinny Del Tito, and he's got a clip and a half to introduce.
Hey, Boogaloo babies, get down. This is Vince Del Disco spinning in just to let you know that there's a cool new act out on the road by the name of Hound Dog Waldo. And he's singing, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog." Here's Waldo.
I ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. I ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, I ain't never caught a rabbit, and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said I was high class. Well, that's just a lie. Well, they said I was high class. Well, that's just a lie. Well, I ain't never caught a rabbit, and you ain't no friend of mine. Get down. Get with it. All right.
This week we don't have a particular mother that I want to acknowledge because I'd like all the boys and girls around Australia to know that this is Senior Citizens Week. And I'd like all the boys and girls to think about this because the senior citizens of our country, they're the ones that have made our country great. They're full of the wisdom and the experiences of life that you as boys and girls can learn so much from. So during this particular week, why don't you find a senior citizen, maybe your grandma or a next door neighbour, and have a little chat with them and tell them that you love them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it and you can learn something too. And for all our senior citizens in Senior Citizens Week, here is a song just for you, The Wonderful World of the Young.
Close your eyes, come with me, and we soon will be in the wonderful world of the young. Hearts remain 17, dreams are evergreen in the wonderful world of the young. Fools may deny it, wise men know it's true. They have discovered that love is you. Take this heart that I give and will always live in the wonderful world of the young. In the wonderful world of the young. Do-do-do, 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 in the wonderful world of the young. Now some fools, they may deny it, but wise men know the truth. They have discovered that love is youth. Take this heart that I give and will always live in the wonderful world of the young. And to all our senior citizens throughout Australia, we love you a real lot. And thank you for being with us. Woo! Hey! Oh, what's this?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Johnny. Happy birthday to you.
Does this mean that I'm a senior citizen already?
No, John.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but is this for me?
This is for you. John, open it. John, open it. What's the time? Yes, we've got enough. Is this something? Because you're such a great guy, John. John, yeah.
Get it out.
Is there something you'd like us to do for you?
Hurry?
Yes.
Okay, well, how about one of my favourite songs? It's got nice words.
Quickie.
The Freeway of Love. Would you do that? Aren't they cute? Is this a present for me? It's not a rocket. Oh, it's a director's chair. How nice. Well, I'll sit down and enjoy it with you. Excuse me. They're great, aren't they? Thanks, kids. Thanks for the present. And thanks to all of you around Australia for your cards for my birthday, too. I do appreciate it. And we'll be back right after this little break with more nice things. Woo!
Clap your hands, clap your hands. Clap your hands if you can. You got the rhythm in your feet, now clap your hands, get the beat. Clap your hands, clap your hands. You dance a bop and give the stroke. The dance a rock and get the note. Now clap your hands and do the dance of beat and put you in a trance. Clap your hands, clap your hands.
And while you're in a clapping mood, I'd like you to put your hands together for some fine young Australian people who are going to tell me what friendship means to them. What does friendship mean to you? And what's your name first?
Kelly,
Kelly, and what does friendship mean to you?
loving and sharing.
And who of your friends do you love and share with?
Vicky and Rakina.
Vicky and Rakina. And what do you share with Vicky and Rakina then?
Watch Young Talent Time.
Ah, couldn't have said it more perfectly myself.
I've got a friend who comes from Europe. Really? She's European, yeah. You're supposed to ask me what nationality she is, okay? And then I say, her mother comes from Cuba, you know, very good ad living Natalie, and her father comes from Iceland. So what nationality does that make her if you swap it around? An ice cube. Good one.
Good one. Okay, what's your name, young man?
Georgie,
And Georgie, tell us about what friendship means to you.
loving
And what else?
and cheering.
And who do you loving and cheering and have a good time with?
My sister and my cousin Georgie.
What do you do with your sister and your cousin Georgie then?
Play 40-40.
40, have you ever heard of 40-40? What's 40-40? Tell me about 40-40.
Well, someone's standing and they're it, and they all go out, and the person's the wit. If they see something, they say 40-40, see something.
It's very deep, isn't it? I hope you followed all that. Good on you, mate. Give him a clap. He's a good boy.
Well, my friend stopped making donuts for a living.
Why is that, Phil?
Because he got tired of the whole business.
What's your name, sweetheart?
Suzanne,
Suzanne. And what does friendship mean to you, Suzanne?
people who are thoughtful and care about you.
You've really thought about that one, haven't you? And who are the people that are thoughtful and care about you?
Mum and Dad,
And what do you do with your mum and... Isn't that cute? What do you do with your mum and dad?
play the piano
Do you? Good. What do you play on the piano?
and concertos.
Why don't you come on Young Talent Time and play some concertos for us? Will you do that?
Yeah.
Do you think your mum and dad would let you?
I don't know.
Well, you ask them and come and see us soon. Isn't she a cutie? Give her a clap, too.
Oh, this is my friend. He's a mushroom. He just loves going to parties. You know why? He's a real fun guy. Get it? Fun guy? Fungus? Fun guy?
Cute. Okay. There are two members of the Young Talent team who are really good friends, and they're going to sing about what friendship means to them because the song's called That's What Friends Are For. Vinny Del Tito and Mark Stevens. Here they come.
Strike me out, oh, count me in. I'm gonna stand right by your side, thick or thin.
okay. It's okay.
Take it easy.
See, yeah, she gets excited. This is Baby. Baby's
all right,
belongs to some friends of ours at Young Talent Time, and
I'll
she's a
look
little
after you.
bit nervous with all the crowd. Shh, really nice and quiet, everybody. Shh. That's it. Sing her a lullaby, Waldo.
Close your eyes and I'll lick you. See, it's working already.
Oh, well, you're an animal.
What are you doing
Waldo.
after the show anyway?
There's a great romance going on here.
She's a bit of a dog.
Yep. We've got a little bit. Well,
Holy
those
joke.
two romantics there. Well, I cut it out. We've got to say goodnight. Sweetheart, what's your name? What's Corinne? Corinne, happy birthday. Corinne is celebrating a birthday with us tonight, too. Must be another little Pisces girl. Bless her heart, and give her a round of applause for her birthday. Good on you, Corinne. I've had a great time. I guess you always do on your birthday. A special mention again to our senior citizens. I hope you've enjoyed our program and enjoyed the song. I certainly enjoyed singing it for you. Next week, another non-stop, you won't believe it, it's only a few weeks away from our 15th birthday program, which we'll be doing from the Sydney Entertainment Centre, and we hope all the people in Sydney can come and join us for that, because it is a charity concert. And also, of course, over Easter, we'll be going to Wollongong and Newcastle and to Brisbane. We'll be seeing all our friends for our special Easter programs. I'm completely worn out. I hope you've had a good time. And then while I'm away, and I've forgotten the words for the first time in 15 years, would you believe it? And I hope that all your dreams do all come true. Put it back on me, Gary, because I want to welcome somebody. We've got a brand new member of our Young Talent Time production team, Ross Plummeridge, who joins us tonight. Ross, welcome to our crazy and happy team, and I hope you have a really, really good time with us too, okay? And we send all our loving to you. And on behalf of our sponsors, McDonald's, have a happy tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
In Sydney and in Melbourne, Johnny Young and the cast choose to stay at the Southern Cross Hotels. Our weekly talent discovery shares in the McDonald's Scholarship Fund. Our talent discovery of the year flies Qantas, the Spirit of Australia, to the United States or Europe. Young Talent Time is a television house production for Network 10 Australia. Bruce Mansfield speaking.
Good night, Australia. Go on.
Night, Australia.